Okay, yes. Welcome to another episode of Footprints by Operator Radio. My name is Feda, and next to me is sitting the producer of the hour, who I will give a proper introduction in just a second. But yeah, we're here at Worm Rotterdam, Cultural Hub, and we're here with the edition of Footprints, which is an ongoing web show where we do a deep dive into music production. We invite another artist every edition who will give some tips and tricks and show his creative workflow in making music. And for this edition, we have none other than DJ Crisps.
Thank you.
So glad that you're here. Happy that you're here.
Thank
What I forgot to mention is we're live streaming via the operator website, Stream 2. And if you have any questions, you can type something in and we can answer them. We have a live audience today in Worm. How y'all feeling? Good. Yeah, feeling good? Okay, nice. If you have any questions, we will do a quick section where you can ask them and we will provide. So without any further ado, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. Thank you. Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, like I said, happy that you're here.
yeah,
First off, I'm going to start with a few questions to know to get to know you a little bit.
yeah.
So my first question is, what is your fondest memory of music, like in general sense?
A fondest memory, yeah. Uh, wow. Then we're gonna go way back. So I grew up in a little village called Nieuwkerk aan IJssel. It's nearby Rotterdam, and yeah, I grew there with a big family. I have two brothers and four sisters. I'm the youngest one, and the great memory of that is my brothers. They came up with the idea to DJ. So they started, bought some stuff like turntables and mixes, and I was a little boy, like 12 years, and now I'm talking like it's in the year '94, I think. So yeah, I'm that old, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I learned DJing by my brothers. So yeah, that was it amazed me that how they did that, and yeah, that's where it all started, man. I love that. Since then, I really love DJing, and that's the first thing yeah, music brought it to me. Yeah.
Nice. So
Yeah.
you actually got into music via your brothers,
Yeah.
older brothers.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
It was in a time what they played Gabber hardcore. That was
Yeah.
that time they played that.
The
And,
Paul Alstock and
yeah,
the
Paul
whole
Alstok,
generation.
Neophyte, all
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And yeah, that really brought me that
Yeah.
the DJ thing. Yeah,
And
yeah.
then you thought by yourself, this is what I want to do when I grow up.
This is that
Yeah.
was that moment. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
That's yeah.
And what type of genres were for you like a heavy influence in making music? You already said gabber.
Hmm. I think do that time it was Gerber that time, but later that time, yeah, you had all that kind of different genres. After that, there was happy hardcore, then it was hardstyle, then it was techno, then it was house, and I grew up with all that kind of genres, and yeah, I played that kind of genres. So yeah, and with Garrett's the same. It was in like in the year 2000, 99, 2000 when Garrett's came to Holland, and yeah, I really love that genre. Yeah.
Nice, yeah. That's
Yeah.
your signature sound, as you could say now.
That's now my signature sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I can a little bit about that genre. So in 99, 2000, I remember that the DJs, Joost van Bellen, Groove Master Johnson, that time they brought that sound to from the UK to Holland, and I remember that one time there was a really underground party in Utrecht, I think it called Two Steps Ahead, I think, at the party. And they only played their garage. And I came there, and yeah, I really loved that that sound,
The energy.
vibe, the energy.
Energy's always,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's, so in that time, yeah, I was really in love with that genre. Unfortunately, the sound died a little bit in 2003, I think, 2004. Then house came up, and yeah, that was the first thing that garage came to me. Yeah.
Good memories. Good memories.
Good memories. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Dope, dope. Okay, so to make the switch, what was then the time that you were started making music for yourself?
I think I think it was in the year 2000. I made a little bit music with Fruity Loops, and that was the first program I made music. And yeah, I didn't make garage, but I made house, but not releasing stuff or something. But that was the time. That was the beginning. I was producing, and but I was in that time was more like a DJ than a producer. So
Okay.
yeah, and for now, for like DJ Crisps, I think it's DJ Crisps is now, I think, for 3 years now. I'm DJ Crisps, so yeah, that's.
What was your name before that?
Julio. Yeah,
Oh,
Julio,
Julio,
DJ Julio.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was the time that
You were keeping it real.
yeah,
Still,
yeah,
but
yeah. I keep it real. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was yeah, I think
Okay.
3 years ago. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. So you started first DJing and then making music,
Yeah.
and now you do both, I presume.
I do both. Yeah, yeah. Producing was like for this genre, so it's like 3 years ago. Yeah, and yeah, that.
Yeah, what do you like more? Like, do you see yourself more as a producer, or in that case more as a DJ?
I think for now, I think both, but yeah, it's you see it in my name, DJ. I really love that. So I think more. I think both. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think people all think that I'm really only a DJ, but I really love both. Yeah.
You have much more to provide in
Yeah.
with music.
Yeah.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable. Okay, I got a lot more questions, but we have to continue.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now we're gonna do a deep dive into some tracks that you selected.
Yes.
If I'm correct, you brought along 2 tracks,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, maybe you could tell something about that.
Yeah, the first track is an unreleased track. For now, it will be released. It has some plans. I think it will be released on this summer. I think in July or August. But yeah, it's the first time people are gonna listen to it. So
We got a world premiere here, guys.
full
So,
premiere, yeah,
world
yeah.
premiere.
So I hope you like it. It's what I'm gonna tell is it's not kind of it's not really garage. It's more like a break track, and I think it's something else than I made recently. But yeah, I hope
Okay.
it will work.
Let's have a listen.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, give it up.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, thank you, thank you. Could you tell something about the track? How did you came up with the premise of it?
Yeah, the idea was making a garage track, but um, I was feeling I was not feeling it, so
You went a sort of another direction with it.
another direction. I normally I had a garage beat in it, but so I didn't feel in it. So I thought maybe some breaks. I made some break tracks before, so I thought maybe that will work. And yeah, I think it's,
Yeah.
it's fitting well. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded really dope. I have a million questions, but I'm gonna wait a bit with them and let's
Yeah.
just start with the show.
Yeah, so how I made this track. Yeah, what I say, I in the beginning I was thinking about. It's not on screen yet.
Yeah.
I was thinking about a garage beat, and normally I make a beat in the beginning and make a loop, and normally with a kick or a snare or something. So the kick, which is here in this track. Was the original was a garage beat, and this only the kick. So if you can hear, it's more like like this. But when I brought that bass in it and that vocal, I thought, it's not fitting well. So I thought. I have a break sample which I found. This track is based more like only with samples. I use normally I use a lot of samples, and I really love cut it and slice it a lot, and
So for this, you also use the sample and you EQ'd it. I see for a bit.
Yep. The kick I didn't EQ it, but normally the most of the samples are EQ'd there. Let's start from the beginning. You heard it was a pad. It's like this. The samples, normally the samples are you need to mix it down because if you don't do that, it really sounds horrible. The normally samples are sounding really really loud or yeah. Um, yeah, you need to mix it down. Yeah.
Yeah, and with mixing down, you mean like tuning in the sound of the or the shape of the
Yeah.
sample?
So
Mm.
I use the EQ8. EQ8 is like you can pitch down the bass. You can bring up the high. Um, so I listen to it and yeah, and I check when it sounds good. So I use this one, this EQ8. It's effect effects that's in Ableton himself. So I use a lot of effects in Ableton. It's
Yeah.
you got a
The
lot.
stock plugins.
Yeah, the stock plugins. Yeah, yeah.
If it works, it works.
If it works, it works. Yeah, yeah. So I know you got a lot of different plugins, but normally basically I use the plugins in Ableton itself. So they're good enough for me. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
So I use EQ8, a little bit of reverb. It's more like it makes it more like more like an echo in it. So if you can listen here, without the reverb, it's just maybe I can listen to the original pad. So it stopped like that. So
Oh, you got the loop still on.
yeah, I got the loops in it. Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry. So I put on a reverb, a little bit EQ8. You hear the difference. And a filter. I got another pad in it. It combines with another pad. So this the another pad. It's like a dreamy pad.
Mm.
So I mix it with another pad. Then I have this break I use. I cut it. It's normally it's original break loop, but I cut it.
You sliced it into
Slice
different
it in
sections.
different sections. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it got you get your own break then when you slice it. So I made it my own break, I think. Yeah.
And it was like a drum loop.
It was a drum loop, yeah, and I sliced it, and yeah, and I slice it a lot. I see, so I, I I slice it. Then when it sounds good for me, then it's then this the result. So so this the break. From there, you got it. Later on, you got this little sub bass. I put it in here. This is the sub. What also I do is every section I bend it, and that makes it more credible, I think.
You mean every section, literally from the drums to the melody to
Yeah,
the bass?
most of it, this one not, but this break not, but most of the samples I bend it, and yeah, it's all about the mix down from your track. The, I think in the beginning I put it all in without the panning, but later on you will recognize that okay, this sounds must be panned because when it's all in one direction, some sounds they come not get out that good. So
Yeah.
yeah, you need to pan it. Yeah. So this is the sub I used. Then with in this break you got that vocal, and it's also a sample, and I also slice it up to get this vocal. So what I did is the volume, it begins a little bit softer, then I get higher, and then I chopped it up and slice it here in. And to get that effect, I used a filter. So you got this effect. You see it here. Yeah, so I mostly I record, I push record, and then I play this with my mouse. I played it live, this filter. So
Yeah, because you, when you work, your workflow, mostly you have your MIDI controller, which you right now. Is this also how you work at home?
Yeah, for sounds, for listening, and for playing in to make a melody or something, I play with this MIDI. It's a really small one. It's a Akai LPK 25. Sometimes to create some ideas or some melodies, I play with this MIDI controller, and yeah, that came up with ideas. Yeah, to create some ideas. Yeah. So what I did is then the beats come in with this bass. This is a heavy one. So I stretch it out because this bass is normally way smaller than you see. You can stretch a sample. The sample here was original. I think it was like this one. But I had the idea to make a full big bass. Yeah, and it smashes in your face when you hear it, but the original, it wasn't. So I thought maybe I can stretch it out. And the thing what I do when you stretch out samples, you got you don't got that nice how do you say that? Yeah, that it really not sounds good, but because you get really that crunchy sound. But what I do is when you stretch out samples or pitch up samples, I have this thing. It's called complex. When you use that, maybe I can example it when I put it out. I don't know if this sample works with this, but You can hear the difference. Oh. So you get really that you hear that strange thing, but when you complex it, it put it out. It's a little trick I use when I stretch samples or use vocals, acapellas. Yeah, it really sounds better with complex. So I use that complex here with this bass. I stretch out. And you got also that this is one bass. I use this sample as well. This sample is normally a bass sample. It's all different bass samples I use. In this section, I use this break sample, and I've here a break as well, but this is another sample break I used, and you see the different colors. And the thing is, this was one break sample, and this is another break sample, but yeah, I mix it, and it really sounds nice. Yeah, so it's in this process, I search a lot of samples. I mix it, and yeah, when it sounds good, it sounds good. So you got this two kind of breaks I use. This is another section from that sample. I cut it, and then I combined it, and then you get this break. So I made that. I used a little bit EQing and some delay. The delay when you hear that. Just without the delay. Just with the delay. You see, I use some effects. Just the vocal I used, also sliced from an original vocal sample. I use a delay as well, some EQing and reverb. That's basically it. this is vocal as well. It's more like
Damage was quite extensive.
more like a vocal from a movie or something.
Only time will tell.
It's got this little dark, spooky vibe. So I thought, yeah, this fits really good in this track. So
Only time will tell.
Don't be afraid.
yeah, that's the vocal sample. Then I use the sub here as well. With another vocal with a bring that little darkness. This is another vocal I used. So this I play this live as well, with the volume and with the filter to build it up. Yeah, that basically it is.
Yes, thank you for this deep dive.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of stuff. Got a lot of questions.
Yeah.
First, I'm gonna ask them, and then I'm gonna give the audience a chance to ask some questions as well. So, with arrangement, like, how did you decide what works best for you in this track?
For how I produced,
Yeah,
how I
so-
started, or
Yeah, how you started your workflow? What was like? What made you choose for this type of arrangement?
I start normally with a loop. From then, when I've got all the samples of all the samples, I got a couple of samples. Normally I start with some drums and maybe a bass or a synth or something. Then I put it in the arrangement section, and then from then on, I put some samples. I put some other samples. I
Just puzzle around a bit.
puzzle
see
around
what,
it a
what
bit.
fits.
Yeah, that's basically
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And a few things that came to mind because you used, I think it was a jungle break,
A jump
a
break.
jungle sample. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And you slice it up as you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
How did you make that the sample of the jungle break and the kick or other elements in the track make one cohesive sound? Because sometimes you have like transients that maybe fight with each other. How do you get that in one good sound?
Sometimes sometimes I use a compressor and then side chain it. You see, I didn't use this because maybe some samples I pitched down the volume, and yeah, it's all about listening. Sometimes you hear clearly that the bass is too loud, or the synth or something. So it's all about the mix down. Yeah.
Listening and fine tuning and
Fine tuning, yeah.
yeah. Okay, cool. I do have a lot more questions, but let's keep it at this for a while. Are there any questions from the audience that you want to? Yeah. I have a mic for you here.
I have mic too, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Then you go ahead. So.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Actually, I have a question too.
Yeah.
So you work with a lot of samples.
Yeah.
Where do you get samples from? It's like stocks, websites, or
Website you can bought it from different kind of websites. Just look at the internet and find the samples you wanted, or yeah, it's all on the internet. Yeah.
do you
Yeah.
have a favorite website?
I pay for.
You
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to
yeah.
You want
share
the
with
inside
us, or is it like
information?
a super ultra secret?
Do you have the
You,
link?
you got a
Okay.
you got a lot of sample packs you can buy, and it's just good looking, good searching on the internet, and you find all the good stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also YouTube.
The commercials, yeah, YouTube, yeah. Yeah, but the websites are there. Just Google it and sample packs, or for UK or for techno, all kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Other question there.
First of all, really cool track. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
sharing this with us. Could you show how you did with the effects on the vocal samples? Because they sounded particularly good to me.
For this vocal, okay. So the original was without the effects. The delay is on. So this the original. It's really, yeah, really a cutted sample. So I use the delay. I EQ'd it a little bit. So number one here, you see the bass. I EQ'd it a little bit. Got some reverb.
If I may ask a question,
Mhm.
why did you, instead of doing it a full cut on the bass, why
Mhm.
did you chose I don't know how it's called. It's like a not a full cut, but you have a little bit more space on the first few frequencies. Why did you chose to do that?
The space be for
Yeah, so this here. and
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
Instead of a full cut
full
on
cut,
the
yeah.
frequencies.
I don't know really. I just wanted to get it a little bit, not put it out fully. So I just wanted a little bit, got that little bit more bass, but I don't really like it to shut it all off.
Mhm.
So it must have a little bit some bass, and it's all about listening. And I thought, yeah, this sounds good.
Okay.
That's basically it. And I use the reverb. I played it a little bit. What sounds better? What sounds good? So that's all the effects I use.
Okay.
And is that pretty much the same with the movie samples you used later?
Oh,
on
the movie
track
samples.
also?
Yeah, that's a vocal as well. Yeah. This is the movie sample. Yeah, I use the same effects. Yeah. Yeah, that's the same effects. Yeah.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
simple and beautiful.
Really
Yeah.
simple. Yeah.
Keeping it simple. It's,
Keeping it
if-
simple,
if
yeah.
If it works, it works.
And it works. Yeah.
Okay. Did it answer your question?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Thanks.
Okay.
Cool. I see another one in the back.
Thank you. So, What you're showing us is that you don't need a lot to create something with multiple layers and stuff, and you use all the stock samples from Ableton itself. What was the process for you to discover this is your way of working, to keeping it simple?
That's a good question. Yeah, I know there's a lot of another plugins or effects you can use, not only in Ableton but some another plugin.
VSTs or something.
Yeah, VSTs. Yeah, but I think I get used to it from the beginning. I get used to. Maybe I did it because in the beginning when I produced, I only knew that this was the tools I have for making music. So I get used of it, I think. And when I get used to it and it sounds good, yeah, why do I need another VST or something? So, yeah.
Okay, good answer. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions? We got time for one more. Yeah.
I'm just wondering, you said this track was going to be released this summer.
Yeah.
Do you mix and master your own tracks, or do you just outsource that?
No. I pre-master it. For the pre-master, I mix it down for the engineer, so I don't master it itself. So when it's mastered, I get it back. I listen to it to check it out if it's all good and sounds for me that is good enough, and then I release it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So thank you for showing us your workflow and how you process making music.
Yeah.
What was the track called again?
Make some noise.
Make some noise.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely
Yeah.
good title for a good track.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's continue on with the next track. You brought another one. With
Yeah.
you. It's one of my personal favorites. I knew this track before I even knew you. So there was, maybe you want to tell something about this track?
Yeah, this track was made during COVID. It's also it was in the beginning when I was producing by the name of Crisps, and during COVID, you did only produce because there was nothing else to do.
No.
So I produce a lot. On the internet via Instagram, people noticed that I made music. I think via email or via DM, a person, L. Murphy, that's a vocalist in the UK, in London. She sent me an email for a collaboration. I thought, okay, yeah, it's good. So she's a vocalist. She told me that said some acapellas, and maybe I can use that for a track or for a collaboration. So I listened to that acapellas and I was amazed. She's a really good
voice
vocalist.
amazing.
Yeah,
Voice
really,
amazing.
the voice is really really good, and she's a good DJ as well. So that's part of it. But it was like in 2020, I think. It was in the beginning from COVID, and I think in that time the emails went back and forth. She sent me a cappella. I make a beat in it. She listened to that, and normally when you get a collaboration with a vocalist or a producer, you come together to in the studio.
Mm.
You make some music, but it was all
There was
via the internet.
Corona, so you had to do it like
Yeah.
mail, and then send it back, and then
Yeah.
it was a work in progress. So to
It
say.
was a work in progress, but
Oh.
it went very
Oh.
very well. So yeah, and with this track, there was in that in the first emails you sent it, there was a lot of folk a cappellas, and this was one of from it, and I used that, and she was really happy happy about it.
Nice.
And we released it, I think, in 2021 on Timeisnow. It's a sub-label from Soul Fate.
Okay.
So it's an old track, but yeah.
Let's
really
let's
good.
have a listen.
Yes.
Now say, Lord, won't you give me some time? I've been a little saving, I don't know what to find. Oh,
Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. Give it up for freedom.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, yeah, even the dog thought it was a good one. Um, So, you already said something about how you made this track.
Yeah.
And personally, this was a track that I really played a lot
Mm-hmm.
the few past months. And the vocals are, of course, like insane, like
Yeah.
how she does it. And also, like, I really like the groove and the arrangement, like how it starts out and it develops over time into
Yeah.
something a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Could you tell something about the process of making this track?
Yeah. So what I told before is I made a beat. I sent it to her, and the acapella I used in it. The first thing from the acapella was a rough acapella. So it doesn't really in the beginning it doesn't really sounds like it sounds like now. So during the process, we like I said, we emailed back and forth. She sent me another better version of that from that acapella, and yeah, I used it in this track. Yeah.
Could you show us?
Yeah. So the beat is from this one till this one. This only the beat with the bass, the the synth. For the rest, this all are the vocals. In the beginning, it was only one slice of a cappella, and during that process, she adjusted that vocal and sent it back to me. Oh, sorry, and sent back to me to put it in that beat. So that was the process from this track. I can show you how it all started from with this one. I used this synth. I use it. It's Arturia Oberheim synth. It's really old one. I use it not very often, but for this one I like this. I like this sound, so I use it in this track. So I played it with my MIDI controller. This one. What you see here is this is an effect or in Ableton to adjust that sample. When I put it out, it sounds horrible, but you only hear this. And when I use this, they automatically use more keys. So without it, it's just like one key. But when I put it on, it's like more keys. Like it automatically make this sound. Then the next thing, the vocal come up. That's this one, yeah. This is the vocal. So the beat is original beat, or original beat, is a beat sample I used. And I only brought this EQ in it. This original beat. From there on, you got the chord. It's like a sample I used with another effects in it. I panned it automatically. This is effect that panned it from left to right automatically. So I use that. More of it. So she sent me all those stems, and like I said, I sent the beat to her, and she adjusted a little bit. Sometimes she recorded live and sent it back to me. Then I bring it back in this beat. So that's what we did with this track. Emailed it. I think the email from this track is like 50 or 60 emails. we sent it on. So yeah, it was big fun to produce this kind of track, and yeah, it was very fun. Yeah. These are the keys. I use it. It's a shaker. You hear it? It's the shaker. Then the bass come in. Yeah, so basically that's it. The beat, and not it's a little beat with a lot of acapellas and vocals that came to this track. So basically, this makes this track. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So thank you for showing us your work process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are there any questions from the public? Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
We have a mic for you.
Thank you. I was a bit very late.
Okay.
I'm sorry for that. So what's the name of the program? We are
This program is called Ableton.
okay.
Yeah. Ableton.
And how many hours did you work on this song?
From this track?
Yes.
So, like I said, it was during COVID. I think we made this track finally with this final vocal samples, acapellas. I think 3-4 weeks. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. And some parts of the track were played in, as I believe. You
Mhm.
use your MIDI keyboard.
Yeah.
You just played in something that you thought was gonna match with the rest of the track.
Yeah. I made the beat first. Then I thought with that vocals, I came up with the idea. It must be have an intro. So I came up with this pad.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay.
That's it,
And
yeah.
and do you have a musical background in
No.
like,
Yeah.
knowing the keys and how do you say tone ladders or
No.
scales? I believe.
I don't have a musical background
Yeah.
or got some skills. Usually I play something in, and when it sounds good, it's good.
All by
Yeah,
ear.
all by ear. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So the bass also you picked a sample, or did you also play that in?
I picked a sample.
Picked
Yeah.
a sample.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sliced it in. Yeah.
And then did you just tuned it by ear, just what feels good?
Yes. That's
Yeah.
basically it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, nice. I
So
hope-
another question.
Yeah.
This track and also the previous track, it's pretty clear that they're like the perfect DJ tools because they have like an intro and like a bridge, and it's pretty solid in its build up. So what are your influences in producing this way? This structure, I mean.
Yeah, I think this structure is well a UK-based structure. So I listen a lot of UK Garrett's, another old tracks. I think this one have a little bit structure from the old Garrett's time. So I listen a lot of old Garrett's from the 90s, begin 2000. And yeah, I think this one fits good in that time. I think, yeah.
Nice. I see another one.
Maybe a bit of a personal question, but are you
Mhm.
someone who gets lost in the details, or are you someone that really just pumps out a track within a couple of hours?
The last one, I think, yeah. So I think that thing that came that made that producer. I think it came up with my first release. I think so. When there was a new UK scene, I really thought from wow, this is I want to make music like that. So I thought from I make something really quick, and but I never knew it was picked up so quickly. So and release it as well. So from that on, I think from I make a track, and when it sounds good, and you can go into the details, but for me, yeah, I got a really fast workflow, yeah. So yeah, the last one, that's the kind of producer I am, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, great. I think Patrick got one last question.
I got.
Of course you have.
I
Of
also
course,
have one
of course.
question. So, do you have certain techniques when it comes to mixing down the vocals? Because a lot of producers struggle with that.
Mhm.
So maybe you can give us some insights about that, or
I think with the collaboration with Elle Murphy, she did some mix down as well. So, like I said, I sent her the beat, and she sang over that beat, and then she sent it back to me, and I did a little bit mix down, but clearly when she sent me a new version, it was all fits good in this track. But normally, when I do not do a collaboration, I use a cappella. I do mix down, but basically it's or panning or use the EQ and listen very good to the track. That's it. Yeah.
that answers my question.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I think to sum it all up, I think you're totally right when it comes to you trust your own ears, you know, and when something sounds good, it is good, you know,
Yeah.
and it's like that most of the time, you know.
Yeah.
You can overthink it, but yeah.
Yeah. Confidence.
Yeah.
Man.
I think also a lot of producers have the, how do you say, the urgency to overthink things and just put effects,
Mhm.
plugins, reverb, delay,
Yeah.
everything on it. But
Yeah.
sometimes, and as we often hear in this session,
Yeah.
simplicity is sometimes key. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Okay.
it's not that much work. So for beginning producers, I just want to tell everyone can make music. You just have to be creative and have good ears. That's
Mm.
it. So everyone can be a producer.
Nice.
Yeah.
So thank you again. And
Mhm.
if I'm correct, you also prepared something for us.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, no, you prepared, if I'm correctly, sort of live jam.
Yeah.
Um,
This project is still. This is a process I do at the beginning. I make a beat, and maybe from this I didn't make an arrangement or something. So mostly when I begin to produce, I make this beat. So yeah, this is the first step I do. I use this VST and for making a beat. I use this beat machine, and this VST is normally used by hip hop producers. So it got that really old school samples in it. So when you listen to it, I draw it in. This one is the kick, this is snare. So you hear that really crunchy samples. So this is VST. I got a head loop in it. So when you combine that, you got this one. I got a synth sample. Don't know what to do with that, but I really like that sample. I got a synth here as well. And for bass, I've got a VST. It's a free VST. You can get it on the internet. But I made some adjustment to get that really garage bass. So you got like this. I made it with my MIDI controller. I played it in, and you get on this bass. You can adjust it to get really that old school garage bass. And I got another melody here. Then when you got the beat, and then I got a crash here, another crash. So lately I made some. I do a lot of edits from old R&B acapellas or something. So I got that old Whitney Houston acapella, and maybe we can use that here in this track. So this is the acapella I used.
Home around three, she did. If 6 of y'all went out,
And the another sample from Whitney Houston is this one. Maybe you can recognize it. So I thought maybe I can use that with that beat, so we can make a little bit of arrangement maybe. So this is the beat I use. The head's coming in. Maybe this crash, maybe we can use it to get that get it before the original vocal comes in. Maybe you can reverse it. I put here a reverb, so I think it sounds more echo in it. So. Maybe we can put the bass here in it. Maybe it sounds nice in it to get that intro.
Friday night, you and your boys went out to eat. Then they hung out, but you came home around 3.
Maybe you can get that.
Then they hung out, but you came home around 3. If 6 of y'all came home around 3.
Maybe we can put this out. This section.
Around 3. If 6 of y'all went out, then 4 of you could cheat. 'Cause only 2 of you had it. I found your credit card receipt. It's not.
Yeah, sounds good. Maybe we can put this out here. And maybe we can use that another melody from that bass. Let me copy this. So it sounds like this.
Friday night, you and your boys went out to eat. Then they hung out, but you came home around 3. If 6 of y'all went out, then 4 of you could cheat. 'Cause only 2 of you had it. I found your credit card receipt. It's not right, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it.
Oh, maybe we can use this here, huh? In this one.
I found your credit card. I found your credit card.
This comes too early. I think.
I found your credit card receipt. It's not right, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it in your seat. It's not right, but it's okay. I'm gonna make it anyway. Pack your bag up and leave. Don't you dare come running back to me. It's not right, but it's so.
Okay. Really sounds great. Yeah, there's a little quick something, but I think it sounds. The beginning it sounds good. Yeah, this this is a little bit. Oh, it's about time, I think.
Yeah, we have to close it off, sadly.
Yeah.
But I can sense a release on Bandcamp, maybe, or like if
Maybe,
there are
yeah,
any
yeah.
labels in the house. No, but it's really interesting. I hear Pinkman. No, but it's really interesting to see how you came up with this, and I really like the bass change
Yeah.
right in the middle.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
did
yeah,
you use the same keys, or did you maybe I thought
No,
you
another
reversed
keys.
it?
Yeah, yeah,
even?
yeah. So you see here, I use this key. You see the difference. It's a little bit the same, but it's another melody.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, it fits the track well, and
Yeah.
with
With-
with the synth sound before, you know there's tension building for a switch up, so that's
Yeah.
is really dope,
Yeah.
and I think it fits quite well. So if
Okay.
I could get the link after this, that would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, are there any other questions from the public? No,
No.
I see one.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, are there any effects on the master currently? Because I see a lot of green but no red.
Yeah, I use this is a little compressor on the master. I use it to I only use it for my own listening. So when I do master it to an engineer, I put it out. But for because I don't know how to master self, I'm not an engineer. But for me, for sounding it good, I use this this compressor on the master. Yeah, so it's not getting in the red. Yeah, yeah.
Right, yeah.
You saw that good. Yeah.
Right, thank you.
Yes.
I see one in the front.
Yeah, yeah. So a short one. Obviously, UKG and all those genres that you produce are a lot of times very swing focus. Is that something you think about? Because I feel like this is the one that sounded most maybe swung out of all the songs that I've heard up until now. Or yeah, what do you do with that? Do you do anything with that?
With the swing or something.
Yeah.
I usually don't use swing. I make this this beat and I draw it in, and I think the sample itself in this VST made that swing. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, that was the question.
Okay, then I got one last question myself, and then sadly we have to wrap it up.
Okay.
But the vocal sample itself from Whitney Houston,
Yeah.
if I'm correct, it's a totally another BPM, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, well, like I said before with another track, I use complex. When you do not use complex, it sounds horrible. It sounds like this.
Friday night, you and your boys went out to
So,
eat.
I think the original is like it's the same BPM. I think.
Similar.
Yeah, similar a little bit.
Yeah, but you did arrange because I see the yellow markers.
Yeah, these are the yellow markers I use when I use a cappella. I use that markers to fit it right in the beat. So, and then after that, I use complex to not hear the markers. Because when you hit the marker, you can really hear it without the complex. So complex is a really good tool to use it for vocals or all that kind of stuff, samples.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that wraps up our Footprints edition. Thank you for coming and showing some of your workflow and music production. If
Thank
I'm
you.
correctly,
Yeah.
the track that you just made, all the samples and the drum loops, you can find them on our YouTube channel of Operator. It's going to be available as a download pack. So to make sure to look it up and make maybe a track of your own.
Yeah.
And yeah, this was it for this time. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram. You know how it all works. And thank you for coming up. See you the next one.
Thank you very much.